Are we ready to meditate with Cory? Lay down, close your eyes, get really comfortable. I have a story for you this evening about Benny the bearded dragon. Benny was 8 months old. Benny had heard that because he was a dragon, he could breathe fire. What Benny didn't realize was that only mythical dragons breathe fire. He didn't know this. So, for the last 8 months, every time Benny shed his skin, every 4 to 6 weeks, in the middle of the Australian desert where he lived, he thought that that meant after he shed his skin, he would be able to breathe fire. For 8 months, that's 8 times Benny thought he was going to be able to breathe fire. And 8 times so far in his life, he'd been very, very disappointed. He didn't understand why it wasn't happening. He'd heard a long time ago when he was very, very small that when he shed his skin, he would change and he would be able to breathe fire. Now the problem is, Benny didn't realize that who told him this was making things up. It wasn't actually true. But to Benny thought it was very, very true, and he took it very serious, and he couldn't wait for the day where he could breathe fire. He just shed another skin, and once again he'd been very, very disappointed. He was out in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of the desert, and he thought, maybe I need to go on a special trip. Maybe I need to travel and meet different animals and maybe some wise person that will be able to help me and teach me how to breathe fire. He packed all his little belongings and decided he was going to hike across the desert there in the middle of Australia. He put a little backpack on his back and he set off, said goodbye to his family and told him he wouldn't be very long. Hopefully he'd be back in a few weeks. Benny travelled for quite some time before he actually bumped into anybody. And the first thing that he bumped into was a bird. The bird was a blackbird, and she was called Sally. She was sat on a rock taking a break when Benny made his way up onto the top of the rock and sat next to her. She looked down and said, "Hello, what you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm out searching for wisdom. I'm searching for answers. I'm a bearded dragon, you see, and I'm supposed to be able to breathe fire. I'm 8 months old and I haven't been able to breathe fire yet. And I'm out searching, hoping someone out here in this massive desert will be able to tell me how to breathe fire." "Oh," said Sally, "very interesting. Have you tried eating really hot peppers? I've heard eating really hot peppers can make your body very, very hot and make your mouth very, very hot to the point where it burns. And I would imagine if it burned that much, it would actually set on fire." Benny thought about this for a moment and said, "Wow, that's actually a really good idea. Thanks very much for the information," he said. He climbed down the rock and started to go on a hunt for hot peppers. He searched everywhere. He searched for 2 long weeks before he finally come across a place that actually had hot peppers. Very, very hot peppers. They were actually called Scotch bonnets, one of the hottest peppers in the world. Benny took 4 massive bites of the Scotch bonnet pepper, chewed. It was amazingly spicy and hot, to the point where his little eyes were running with water, tears were flying out of his eyes. He was almost choking. It was so hot. He did a tiny little burp, expecting fire to fly out of his mouth. Nothing. No fire. No fire at all. Just a very, very hot, burning throat. He was so disappointed. He thought maybe he'd done something wrong. Maybe he was supposed to eat like a dozen peppers. Poor Benny kept trying. He kept eating the Scotch bonnet peppers. He kept almost dying. They were so spicy. He cried and cried and cried. But nothing happened. No fire. He finally gave up. He walked for another 2 weeks. 2 long weeks. Walking and walking and walking with his little backpack, until he came across an anteater called Tommy. At the point where they met each other, Tommy had his very, very long nose down a big, massive ant house. He was collecting the ants on his tongue. He pulled his long nose out of the hole, gathered up all the ants off the outside of his nose, gathered them onto his tongue, and made a big swallowing sound. Gulp! "Yum," said Tom.
"Yum, yum, yum. Hello. What you doing out here? Do you want some ants?"
said Tommy. "No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm on a search," said Benny. "A search for someone to help me, to teach me how to breathe fire. I'm a bearded dragon, you see. I'm supposed to breathe fire. I'm a dragon. That's what dragons do. We breathe fire. But as of yet, I'm 9 months old now, and I still haven't had the chance or the opportunity to breathe fire."
"Is there something wrong with your fire breather?"
said Tommy. "Well, I don't know," said Benny. "That's the thing. I've never actually seen a bearded dragon blow out fire, but I believe that I can do it. And I don't know what's wrong, but it's just not happening."
"Well, I know that there's plenty of pepper trees around here, and peppercorns can be quite spicy and hot. Why don't you try eating the peppercorns?"
"Good idea," said Benny. Can you point me in the direction of the pepper trees?
Yes, you go round that big massive rock just ahead. Go round it, and then go round it again, and then go round it again. And I'm sure if you go round again, you'll finally see some pepper trees.
Oh, okay, said Benny, and off he went. Believe it or not, it took him 3 weeks. 3 long weeks to get around the big massive rock 3 times, just like Tommy told him to. But he did eventually get to some pepper trees, and he ate a lot, and I mean a lot, of peppercorns. And Tommy was right. They were very, very spicy and very, very hot. And he did a tiny little burp after probably eating 200 or 300 peppercorns. No fire. No fire. He stomped his little feet. He was very frustrated. When am I ever going to breathe fire? He thought to himself. He had to take a deep breath to calm down. There's no point being frustrated about it just because it's not happening the way he wanted it to happen. That's not going to get him anywhere, is it? Being angry or frustrated, he thought to himself. He could almost hear his mum inside of his head. Take a deep breath, calm yourself down. Everything will work out when you think. No point in getting angry, she would say. Benny thought. He thought to himself after he calmed down, I might as well just keep traveling. Somehow, someday, I'm going to meet someone who knows how to help me to breathe fire. So Benny kept walking. He walked and walked and walked. Benny walked for over 2 long months. Yes, months, before he met anyone else. The Australian desert is a very, very big place. He finally met a caterpillar, a very talkative caterpillar. Oh my goodness, thank goodness! Finally, someone to talk to. My name's Lily. Lily the caterpillar. I've been out here in this heat in midday. Oh my gosh, hours and hours just hoping that someone would fly by maybe and try and eat me or do something. I'm so lonely. What you doing out here? What's your name? Tell me all about you. What are you doing? Said Lily. Benny smiled. He thought she was kind of funny. Well, he said, it's a long story, but I've been on the search now for quite some time, months actually, looking for someone that could possibly help me and show me how to breathe fire. Breathe fire? Said Lily. You don't breathe fire. You're a bearded dragon, but you don't breathe fire. Who in the world ever told you that, son? I don't actually remember, said Benny, but someone told me when I was very, very small, and every time I've shedded since, which is almost every 4 to 6 weeks, I thought when I'd shed my skin, that meant I was older and I was ready to breathe fire. But it's not happened yet. I've tried eating the hottest peppers in the world. I've tried eating peppercorns. I've tried almost everything, and it's not happening. Lily said, it's not gonna happen, you silly thing. You don't breathe fire.
Would you like me to tell you what you do? What you really, really do? He said, well, yes, please, if you know. Of course I know. I've been around many bearded dragons, and many of them, let me tell you, have tried to eat me. Because I'm a caterpillar, I'm very, very tasty to bearded dragons. Well, let me tell you what they do. They get angry sometimes when they have to defend their territory. Males against males, they have to be the biggest, strongest male. That's how it works. And bearded dragons have this very, 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 very great talent. What they do is they go onto their front legs and they stand very tall and they lift their necks up, and then what happens is their necks go black and it looks like a big black beard, which is scary to the other males. And the other males, if they're not as big as you, say, if they're not as big and they don't think they can challenge you, what happens is they back down because your big black beard is so scary to them. Benny said, I have a big black beard. Yes, you have a big black beard. Watch, pretend I'm another bearded dragon and I'm coming after you and I want your territory. I'm going to take your tree. Defend yourself. Lily moved forward very quickly as a caterpillar could, and Benny did exactly what she said. He put himself up on his front legs and he got all puffy around his neck, and his neck went black. He looked very mean, very scary. It actually worked. There was no fire, but he had a big black beard. Oh my goodness, he said. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Now that I'm over a year old, is this what I'm supposed to do? I've been searching all this time. I was only 9 months. I was 8 months when I set off. Now I'm over a year old. Is this it? Wow, I'm actually super cool. Look at me. Look at my big black beard, he said to Lily. Lily said, you look amazing, amazing. A little bit scary, but amazing. Who needs to breathe fire when you look like that? She said. Quite true, said Benny. Why, thank you. Thank you for all your help, Lily. And I won't eat you, don't worry. Lily said, oh, good. Well, in that case, you can sit and talk to me because I'm so lonely. It's been such a long time since I've had a chance to talk to anyone. Just sit, be with me, talk to me for a while. Benny did, as Lily asked. He was very, very grateful. He stayed and talked to Lily for 3 long days. She talked and talked and talked. 3 long days before he finally said it was time for him to go home. But before he went home, he needed to take a rest. It had been a long, long trip for Benny, searching for ways to learn how to breathe fire, when actually all along he had his special talent with him. He just didn't know how to use it, and no one had told him that he had a special talent. He had to discover it for himself. That's kind of like all of us, really, isn't it? Sometimes we can do things and we don't even realize we can do them. We have special talents inside of us, just like Benny, and we don't realize that we can do them or that we're special. Yet, we all are special in one way or another, aren't we? I bet you're special. I bet you have a special talent, just like Benny. Benny needed to rest. You need to rest. So let's get super, super comfy in bed. It's time to go to sleep. Close your eyes if you haven't done so already.
Let go of your day. Gonna have a super day tomorrow, but first of all, you need to rest and relax your body. Let your head get really, really heavy in your pillow. Let it completely relax. Let your neck get relaxed and your shoulders get heavy. Then he took a nice deep breath, told himself it's time to relax, time to go to sleep. And he fell asleep very, very quickly. Relax your tummy and your chest. Let your ribs rise and fall with your breath. Let them relax. Get comfortable and sleepy. Let your legs get heavy and sleepy. Time for them to rest now. No more running or playing. All they have to do is just lay still, get heavy, and relax. Let your whole body start to sink deeper into your big, soft, warm, snuggly bed. Sinking deeper and deeper, so your whole body now feels very tired, very heavy and sleepy. Just let yourself fall. Let yourself melt into your covers. Relax. Relax. You're safe. You're warm and loved. Relax.